Did you ever trust someone so quickly because your heart was tired of being alone? I was 61 when I met him, and at that age, you do not expect your heart to act young again. You think you are wiser. You think pain has taught you enough. You think you can see danger before it gets close. But loneliness can make even an old heart forget its own lessons. My name is Margaret, and for most of my life, I believed I understood love. I had been married once before, 34 years, not perfect years, not storybook years, but real years. Bills on the kitchen table, cold coffee in the morning, arguments over small things, quiet forgiveness before sleep. My husband Daniel passed away when I was 58. Cancer took him slowly, too slowly. By the time he left this world, I thought I had already cried every tear a woman could cry. But grief has a strange way of returning. It does not always come as crying. Sometimes it comes as silence. Sometimes it comes when you make 1 cup of tea instead of 2. Sometimes it sits across from you at dinner, in the empty chair. For 3 years after Daniel died, I lived alone in our small house in Ohio. I kept everything the same. His brown jacket still hung by the back door. His reading glasses stayed on the side table. His tools remained in the garage, lined up like he might walk in any minute and ask where his wrench was. My daughter Emily told me many times, "Mom, you need to start living again." I would smile and tell her I was fine. But I was not fine. I was just quiet. Then one spring morning, I went to the grocery store. It was raining lightly, the kind of rain that makes the world feel soft and gray. I was standing near the canned soups, trying to reach the top shelf, when a man's voice came from behind me. "Let me get that for you." I turned. He was tall, silver hair, warm eyes, a navy jacket. Not handsome in a movie way, but gentle-looking, safe-looking. He handed me the soup can and smiled. "Tomato basil," he said. "Good choice." I laughed a little. It surprised me. I had not laughed with a stranger in a long time. His name was Richard. He said he was 64, a retired contractor, a widower. His wife had died 5 years earlier. We talked right there in the aisle for almost 10 minutes, about rain, about cooking, about how grocery stores kept moving things around for no reason. It was simple, normal. But to me, it felt like someone had opened a window in a room that had been closed for years. Before leaving, he said, "Would it be wrong if I asked you for coffee sometime?" I should have taken time. I should have been careful. But his voice was so soft, and my heart was so hungry to be seen. So I said yes. Our first coffee was at a small place near the library. He arrived early. He stood when I walked in. He pulled out my chair. That small thing nearly broke me, because Daniel used to do that too. Richard listened when I spoke, really listened. He asked about my life, my daughter, my marriage, my grief. And when I talked about Daniel, he did not look uncomfortable. He reached across the table and said, "You must have loved him very much." I nodded. My throat tightened. "Yes," I whispered. "I did." He looked down and said, "I understand that kind of loss." Maybe that was the moment. Maybe that was when I trusted him. Not because I knew him, but because I wanted him to understand me. After that, things moved quickly. Too quickly. He called every evening. At first, just for 10 minutes, then 30, then an hour. He sent me good morning messages. He remembered small details. If I said my knee hurt, he asked about it the next day. If I mentioned a song, he would send it to me. If I said I felt lonely, he would say, "You don't have to feel lonely anymore. Maybe you have felt this too." That dangerous comfort when someone arrives exactly when your heart is weak. Emily was cautious. She met him after 3 weeks. At dinner, she was polite but quiet. After he left, she helped me clear the dishes. Then she said, "Mom, he seems nice, but please slow down." I got defensive, more defensive than I should have. "I am not a child, Emily." "I know," she said gently. "I just don't want you hurt." Her words bothered me, not because she was wrong, but because deep inside, I knew I was already giving Richard too much space in my heart. Still, I ignored that feeling. By the second month, Richard was coming over often. He fixed my loose cabinet door. He changed a porch light. He carried heavy bags from my car. He stood in my kitchen like he belonged there. and I let him. One evening, we sat on the porch while the sun went down. The air smelled like cut grass. He looked at me and said, "Margaret, I didn't think I could feel this way again." My heart started beating like I was 25. I looked away because I was embarrassed. He took my hand. "I think God brought us together," he said. Those words went straight through me. Because when you are older, love feels different. It feels like a second chance you are afraid to question. I wanted to believe it. I wanted to believe life was giving me one more warm hand to hold. So I trusted him. I trusted him with my stories, with my grief, with my house, with my heart. And then, little by little, the man who made me feel alive again started showing me a different face. The first time I noticed something was off, it felt so small, I almost ignored it. It was a Sunday afternoon. We were sitting in my living room, watching an old movie Daniel and I used to love. I had mentioned that before. Richard suddenly muted the TV and looked at me. "Do you always talk about your late husband this much?" he asked. His voice was calm, but something in it felt sharp. I blinked. "I was just remembering," I said softly. He leaned back in his chair. "I understand he was part of your life," he said. "But if we're going to build something, maybe we should focus on us." It sounded reasonable, even kind, but it left a strange feeling in my chest, like I had done something wrong just by remembering my past. "I didn't mean anything by it," I said quickly, and that's the moment I should have paused, because I was apologizing for my memories. But I didn't see it then. I just wanted peace. A few days later, he started coming over without calling first. At first, it felt sweet, like he missed me, like he couldn't stay away. But slowly, it started to feel different. One evening, I had just come out of the shower when I heard the front door open. I froze. Then I heard his voice. "Margaret, it's me." My heart was racing. I wrapped a towel around myself and stepped into the hallway. "You scared me," I said. He smiled. "You gave me the key," he reminded me. I had, just 2 weeks earlier. It felt natural at the time, but standing there, wet hair, heart pounding, I suddenly felt like something inside my home had shifted. "Next time, maybe just call first," I said gently. His smile faded for a second, then he shrugged. I thought we were past that stage. Again, it sounded small, but it stayed with me. Emily noticed the change before I did. She came over one evening with groceries. Richard was already there. He had rearranged a few things in the kitchen. Nothing big, just small changes. But Emily's eyes moved across the room carefully. Later, when he stepped outside to take a phone call, she leaned toward me. "Mom, why are your things moved?" "Oh, Richard just organized a little," I said. She frowned. "Did you ask him to?" I hesitated. "No, but he's just helping." Emily went quiet. Then she said something I didn't want to hear. "That's how it starts sometimes." I felt irritation rise in my chest. "He cares about me, Emily." "I'm not saying he doesn't," she replied softly. "I'm just saying, be careful who you let take space in your life." Her words felt heavy, uncomfortable, so I pushed them away. Weeks passed, and Richard became more present, not just physically, but in every part of my life. He had opinions about what I should eat, what I should wear, what time I should sleep. At first, he said it was because he cared. "Your health matters to me. I want you to look your best. I just want what's good for you." Maybe you've heard those words before. They can sound like love, but sometimes they are control wearing a soft voice. One night, we went out to dinner. I wore a blue dress. Nothing fancy, just something I felt comfortable in. When I came out of my bedroom, he looked at me, then frowned slightly. "You're going to wear that?" he asked. My smile faded a little. "Yes, why?" He stepped closer. "It's just a bit plain. You have a better figure than that dress shows." I laughed nervously. "I like it," he sighed. "I just want you to look special when you're with me." Something about that sentence made my stomach tighten, but I went back inside and changed. Little by little, I started adjusting myself to make him happy, without even realizing it. I spoke less about Daniel. I asked for his opinion before making small decisions. I started waiting for his approval. and every time he smiled at me, it felt like I had done something right. But then came the moment I couldn't ignore. It was late, almost midnight. We had just finished dinner. I was tired. I told him I wanted to sleep early. He looked at me, and something in his face changed. "You've been distant," he said. "I'm just tired," I replied. "No," he said quietly. "Something's off." I shook my head. "Nothing's wrong." He stood up, walked closer, too close. "Are you seeing someone else?" he asked. For a second, I didn't understand the question. Then I felt it, that cold wave. "What?" I whispered. His eyes stayed on mine. "You heard me." I stepped back. "Richard, I'm 61 years old. Why would you even think that?" He didn't answer right away. Then he said something that made my chest feel tight. "Because people don't just change unless something else is pulling them." That was the first time I felt afraid. Not loud fear, not obvious fear, but quiet fear. The kind that sits in your stomach and doesn't move. That night, after he left, I sat alone in my living room. The same room where I once felt safe. Now it felt unfamiliar. I looked around, at the moved furniture, at the silence, at the door he now opened without asking. And for the first time, a thought came into my mind. What if I let him in too fast? What if I didn't really know him at all? But even then, I wasn't ready to accept the truth, because my heart was already too involved. And what came next was something I never imagined I would face at this stage of my life. The next morning, I tried to convince myself it was nothing. Just a misunderstanding, just a moment of insecurity. After all, people our age carry old wounds. I told myself that. I repeated it while making coffee, while folding laundry, while trying to quiet that uneasy feeling inside my chest. Richard called around noon. His voice was soft again, almost gentle. "I'm sorry about last night," he said. Relief washed over me. "It's okay," I replied quickly. "We were both tired. That's how it happens sometimes. The moment they pull back just enough to make you feel safe again. I just care about you," he continued. "I don't want to lose what we have." Those words wrapped around my heart like comfort. "I don't want that either," I whispered. And just like that, I let it go. But something had changed, even if I didn't admit it. A week later, he asked me something unexpected. We were sitting at the kitchen table, sunlight coming through the window. Everything looked calm, normal. "Have you ever thought about selling this house?" he asked. I looked at him, confused. "This house?" "Yes," he said. "It's big, too many memories, too much maintenance." My fingers tightened around my cup. "This is my home," I said quietly. He nodded slowly. "I know, but imagine a fresh start, somewhere new, somewhere that's ours." Ours. That word felt heavy, fast, too fast. "I don't know," I said. "I'm not ready for that." He didn't argue. He just leaned back and said, "Think about it." But after that day, he brought it up again and again, in different ways, different tones, sometimes soft, sometimes distant, sometimes like it was already decided. Emily came over again one evening. She found me sitting quietly on the couch. "What's wrong?" she asked. I hesitated. Then I told her about the house, about his questions, about the way things had been feeling. She didn't interrupt. She just listened. And when I finished, she took my hand. "Mom, this isn't right." I looked down. "He just wants a future with me." She shook her head gently. "No, he wants control over your future." Her words hit me harder this time, because somewhere deep inside, I had started to feel it too. That night, I tried to talk to Richard, calmly, gently. "I'm not comfortable talking about selling the house," I said. "I need time." He was quiet for a moment, then he smiled, but it didn't reach his eyes. "I just want what's best for us." "I understand," I said, "but this is too fast for me." He stood up, walked toward the window. and for the first time, his silence felt heavy, not peaceful, heavy. Then he turned and said something that made my heart drop. Sometimes, Margaret, you hold on to the past so tightly that you block your future. I felt something inside me crack. This house is not just the past, I said. It's my life. And I'm trying to be part of that life, he replied. You are, I said softly, but not like this. After that conversation, things became colder, subtle, but noticeable. He stopped calling as often. His messages became shorter. When he visited, he felt distant, like he was waiting for me to change my mind. And I did something I'm not proud of. I started trying to fix it. I cooked his favorite meals. I dressed the way he liked. I spoke more carefully, all to bring back that earlier version of him, the gentle one, the warm one. But the more I tried, the more I felt myself disappearing. Then came the day everything broke. It was a quiet afternoon. I had just come back from the store. As I walked into the house, something felt wrong. Too quiet, too still. I stepped into the living room and froze. Richard was there, but he wasn't alone. Two men stood with him, strangers. One of them was measuring the walls. The other was writing something on a clipboard. What is this? I asked, my voice shaking. Richard turned calmly. I thought it would help if we got an estimate. My heart started pounding. Estimate for what? He looked at me like I should already know. For the house. I felt the ground shift under me. You brought strangers into my home without telling me? They're professionals, he said. Relax. Relax? I repeated, my voice rising. I told you I'm not ready for this. He stepped closer, his face no longer soft, no longer gentle. This is exactly the problem, he said. You hesitate, you delay, you stay stuck. Tears filled my eyes. This is my home, and I'm trying to build something better for us, he snapped. The room felt tight. I couldn't breathe. You had no right to do this, I whispered. He stared at me, and for the first time, there was no warmth left in his eyes. Maybe I made a mistake thinking you were ready for a real future. Those words cut deeper than I expected, because part of me still wanted him to stay, even after everything. The men quietly left. The house fell silent again, but this silence was different, broken, heavy, final. I stood there, looking at a man I thought I knew, and slowly, painfully, I started to understand something. The man who made me feel safe was never truly safe. That night, I sat alone in the same chair where I once felt peace, and for the first time in years, I didn't feel just lonely. I felt used. And what hurt the most was not what he did. It was how easily I had let it happen. I didn't sleep that night, not even for a moment. I just sat there, staring at the walls of my home. The same walls that had once held laughter, arguments, quiet evenings with Daniel. Now they felt like they were watching me, asking me a question I didn't want to answer. How did you let this happen? Morning came slowly, soft light through the curtains, birds outside, life continuing, like nothing had broken. But inside me, something had. Not loudly, not suddenly, but deeply. Richard didn't call, not that day, not the next. And for the first time since I met him, the silence didn't feel empty. It felt clear, painful, but clear. On the third day, he showed up. Of course he did. He always walked in like he belonged. The door opened, his footsteps, that familiar presence. But this time, something was different. I didn't stand up to greet him. I didn't smile. I just sat there, watching him. He stopped when he saw my face. You didn't answer my calls, he said. His voice was calm again, careful, measured. I needed space, I replied. He nodded slowly, then walked closer. I think we both overreacted, he said. That word, both. I felt it settle in my chest, heavy, unfair. I didn't overreact, I said quietly. He sighed. I was trying to help you move forward. No, I said, looking straight at him for the first time in days. You were trying to move me. He didn't respond immediately, so I continued. You walked into my life and made me feel seen. My voice trembled slightly. You listened. You cared. You made me believe I could feel something again. His expression softened. Maybe he thought this was the moment I would come back to him, but it wasn't. And then, I said slowly, you started replacing my life with your version of it. His jaw tightened. "That's not fair." "It is," I replied, "because I let it happen." For a moment, neither of us spoke. The air felt still, final. "I gave you my key," I said. "I changed myself for you. I questioned my own memories for you." My eyes filled with tears, but my voice stayed steady. "And you walked into my home with strangers, like my voice didn't matter." He stepped closer, lowered his voice. "I was thinking about us." I shook my head gently. "No, you were thinking about control." That word landed hard. I could see it in his face. The calm slipped, just for a second. Then he exhaled. "So what now?" he asked. I looked around my house, at the chair Daniel used to sit in, at the window where sunlight always came in the same way, at the life I had built, piece by piece, over decades. And I realized something. This house wasn't holding me back, it was holding me together. "You need to leave," I said. His eyes narrowed slightly. "Margaret?" "I mean it," I said, a little stronger this time. "You need to leave, and you cannot come back." Silence, thick, heavy. He looked at me, searching for hesitation, for weakness, for the version of me that used to adjust, to please him. But she wasn't there anymore. "You're making a mistake," he said. Maybe I was, maybe I wasn't. But for the first time in months, the decision felt like mine. "I already did," I replied softly, "and I'm fixing it now." He stood there for a few seconds. Then he turned, walked to the door, opened it, and left. No drama, no shouting, just footsteps fading away. And just like that, he was gone. I wish I could say I felt strong right away. I didn't. I cried, a lot. Not just because of him, but because of me. Because at 61, after everything life had already taught me, I still let loneliness guide my decisions. Emily came over that evening. I didn't have to say anything. She saw it in my face. She held me the way I used to hold her when she was little. "It's okay, Mom," she whispered. And for the first time, I believed it might be. Weeks passed, slowly, quietly. I started putting things back the way they were. The kitchen, the living room, my routines, myself. And something unexpected happened. The loneliness came back. But it didn't feel as heavy anymore, because now I understood it. Loneliness is not something you fix by letting the wrong person in. Sometimes it's something you sit with until you remember who you are without anyone else. Maybe you have felt this too, that moment when someone arrives at the exact time your heart is most vulnerable, and it feels like fate, like a second chance, like something you don't want to question. But not every warm voice is safe. Not every kind gesture is love. And not every second chance is meant to be taken. I am 61, and I learned this lesson later than I wish I had, but I learned it. Now, when I sit on my porch in the evening, I still feel the quiet, but it no longer scares me, because this time, it belongs to me. And if love ever comes again, it will not be rushed. It will not take over. It will not ask me to erase myself. It will meet me exactly where I stand. Not where someone wants me to move. Because the truth is, trust is not something you give quickly, not even when your heart is tired, especially then. And sometimes, the bravest thing you can do is close the door and choose yourself.